Hey there, awesome folks. This is Mentor Shelley, wanting to make sure that you become a better version of yourself professionally, guys. I am actually here to talk to you guys today and have this particular career show talking about resumes and also talking about one of the hello Instagram. I didn't budget that I was going to go live tonight, but I want to make sure, hold on. There we go. Let's get Instagram involved in the party. Hey guys, I'm here. Mentor Shelley, wanting to make sure that you become a better version of yourself professionally. I want to make sure Instagram is involved as well. Hey Instagram. Hello Facebook. Hello YouTube. Hello Twitter. So tonight, guys, I want to go over, and if you guys want to, of course, see what's going on in the live, a little bit more active, if you want to see the resumes that I'm going to be going over, if you guys want to see, hello, Pastor Jeffrey, how you doing? Welcome to the live. If you guys definitely on Instagram want to see what's going on, and I'm going to be doing live reviews on some of the crazy resumes. Of course, they've been on the internet forever, but I want you guys to be aware of what needs to happen. These resumes are sales pages for you as an individual. And I want to make sure that you are you're showcasing yourself in the right way. You're showcasing yourself. And the resume is actually selling your skills, knowledge base, and abilities to employers. That's literally what your resume is. Your resume is not the key to getting the job. Your resume, if it's doing its job right, is supposed to get you an interview. All right, guys? So if you guys want to see the resumes that I'm reviewing tonight and you are on Instagram, go ahead and switch over to my YouTube channel at youtube.com/Mentor Shelley, all one word. All right, so guys, we're going to jump right into it. Okay, let's see here. Of course, guys, I am doing best here. So all right, so we're going to add this to the stream. Let me go full screen here, y'all. Hold on one moment. There we go. Now, of course, I've redacted or removed the names of the particular resume here that we are going to be going through. Literally, guys, we're looking at this resume. Is this person applying for a sales associate? That's what they said here at the top of their resume. So if you're looking for sales associates type of positions, then that's the title of the resume. This is a sales associate resume for myself specifically, because I've been in the working world for a while now. Let's just say I've been in the working world for more than 20 years. So you're looking at, I have experience not only in human resources, but I also have experience in insurance. I also have experience in customer service. And of course, within the human resources realm, I also have leave management. I also have employee relations. I also have payroll experience. And I also have a little bit of compensation. Not a whole lot, just a little bit of compensation. And of course, some of recruiting as well. Obviously, because I'm definitely here to help you guys get recruited by recruiters that are in companies so you can gather opportunities. Guys, this resume that we're going over tonight, it's a little fuzzy. I want to see if we can get it any bigger. Let's see here. See if we can make this a little bit bigger tonight. Hold on. All righty. Let me just share my screen. Let me take myself off the screen for a moment and get to the nitty-gritty of this resume. Guys, what it says here is that this person has a degree from University of Phoenix. They have their degree, and they also have working knowledge as a Walmart sales associate from 2015 to the present. They're talking about that they have experience from 2015 till now. So that's 7 years of experience. This is a sales associate. He wants to get another sales associate position. It's a sales associate with more than 10 years of experience in retail environments, recognized for their ability to close deals, provide excellent customer service, and generate cold hard cash. Hire me to boost your company and get the job done. Guys, his profile, while the setup of this particular resume, the way he has it, number one, you should not have little anagrams and pictures on your resume, which is what he has here. I get why he put why he or she placed that on there, but that should not be there. Also, the skills category, which it says MS Office, these percentages, what's the 100%? It's saying MS Office 20%, Italian language 12%, keeping it cool 100%, sales 100%, and another item here at whatever percentage. Guys, none of this belongs on your resume. If you have skills, list the name of the skills, and please don't put these bars on your resume. Also, your work experience. He's talking, he says, helped 50 customers per day answer questions and help them find products. Okay. That's recommended advanced merchandise display techniques to management, which were implemented and resulted in better sales. That's an accomplishment, and that belongs in an accomplishments area here on this resume. That should be placed there. However, these skills things here, the bars, don't need to be there. Don't need to be there at all. And this money anagram doesn't need to be there either. So y'all forgive me on the Instagrammies. Yes, my little stand is acting up here. So guys, this resume, while the structure as far as how he laid the layout is fine, what the actual contents in here is needing help. Literally, it's needing some help. You should never have bars on the resume with percentages here. And you should never have a picture of money, of coins, on your resume either. I'm going to need you to not do that, sir. Ma'am, sir. So the sales associate, while you have some good skills you can work with here, because you literally have you worked at Zara, they worked at Zara sales associates since 2008 to 2015, and then you worked at Walmart from 2015 to current. You've only had 2 jobs, which is showing stability. However, how you structured this resume, I'm probably, even if I'm looking for a sales associate, probably not going to hire you because of what you have in your profile here. Hire me to boost your company and boost your company and get the job done. Education. If you're going for the sales associate, you want to highlight more of your experience. You want to highlight more of the sales goals that you met and exceeded. You want to highlight skills and just say you have MS. If you have skills in these areas, specify the skills. Keeping it cool is not a skill. And of course, being a sales associate, I would expect that you can sell. So that's kind of, if you had said, okay, you have XYZ type of skills, if you have skills in a specific type of sales, then I could see you putting that as a skill. To be removed, and it needs to be changed to more professional lingo. All right, guys, so that is resume number 1 that needed some help. All right, guys, of course, if you are liking the information that you're hearing so far, definitely go ahead and share this live with other people that can definitely benefit, because I am going to go over resume number 2. Where are you? All righty. Let's go ahead and share my screen again. All right. Go ahead and share the screen again. Okay. This is resume number. There we go. So now, as a matter of fact, let's go ahead and let Instagram see what be going on. You're not going to really see the resume clear. So if you guys really want to see the resume that I'm going over, you can definitely rewatch the video or go on YouTube or Facebook. YouTube is youtube.com/Mentor Shelley, so you can see the resume that I am reviewing. Here we go. So this one, their summary leads me to believe that they're looking for a tech support analyst type of position. They're saying tenured technical support analyst in the process of relocating to a new market, seeking positions similar to the current role in security services monitoring company. Developed strong skill set through 15 years of work within the information technology industry. Willing to travel to work or work remotely. Looking for a senior upper level position or a job that can quickly transition into such role. Some of this stuff doesn't need to be there. Your summary on your resume is supposed to be the summary to sell you to an employer, not tell them what you want. This is not, whenever people are doing resumes, and I'm going to say this, and let me stop sharing the screen for a moment. Hold on a second. Let me go back. When you guys are doing your resumes and you're putting information on here, the information is not, the resume is for an employer, for you to get the attention of an employer. It is not, and I repeat, it is not for them to give you, not for you to give them a laundry list of what it is that you want out of life. Folks, you cannot put on there, okay, and this is what I want. You can discuss that with them in an interview. You don't put that on a resume. But let's go back to the resume. So we can be, I'm not trying to beat anybody up here. And of course, these are resumes that are online. If you guys want me to review your resume or you want me to go ahead and make changes to your resume in more detail, I do provide a resume restructuring service at mentorshelley.com/consultations. And you can either do a resume live review, or if you want me to do the restructuring for you, then you can choose either one of those consultations. All right. Tenured technical support. Like the tenured, what does tenured actually mean? You have to be more descriptive. You have to be more concrete in your language. Whenever, hello, lovely yet bossy. How you doing? Welcome to the live. If you do want to see what I am looking at or what I'm talking about on the screen here, you can go to youtube.com/Mentor Shelley so you can see my screen and see the resume that I'm currently reviewing right now. Tenured technical support analyst in the process of relocating to a new market. Number one, you need to restructure this particular line. Tenured mean what? How long have you been there? How long have you been in the tech support industry? What type of tech support are you offering? Maybe if I read further, it'll tell me seeking a position similar to my current role with security services monitoring company. Does a future employer or a recruiter looking at that know what that is? Because they don't, you kind of have to be a little bit more detailed as to what you're showcasing. Your summary statement on your resume is a place to showcase the information that you want people to know. So that will be a grab. It's a sentence to pull them in. Telling me you're tenured doesn't really mean anything. Tenured for college professors is a very different thing from tenured when you're in a normal regular corporation. Tenure just means you got a tenured position at a college. It doesn't mean that you have the skills and abilities and knowledge base that the employer needs. Got to be more specific than that. Seeking positions similar to my current role. Does a recruiter looking at that know what your current role is? Nope, they wouldn't know. So here's what should be said. If you're looking for a technical support position, here's what you do. This is also a summary to showcase. Okay? You say something along the lines of, and of course, this is you can revamp that however you want, people. Revamp that however you want. You want to say something along the lines of, I'm offering, or I have, or experienced technical support, having 10 years of, and you want to highlight 3 different things that technical support, the type of technical support that you do, so they understand, okay, did you provide technical support for a hospital? Did you provide a technical support for an insurance company? Did you provide technical support in what sector, in what industry? So they have an idea of what type of tech support you offer. You have to specify in this little summary. You said develop strong skill set over 15 years of work within the information technology industry. That could be a plethora of things. Okay? Looking for a senior upper level position. Do you have the qualifications for that? So far, I don't know. And the resume here is not telling me that. Now, looking for a senior upper level management role or a job that can quickly transition into such a role. You haven't given me any reason to even think you qualify for that, just based on your summary alone. While the structure, like how they have it set up here, well, the highlights, I'm going to get into it in a second. These highlights, okay, it's listing that this needs to be completely revised. Instead of highlights, you probably want to put skills, you want to put some qualifications, and you want to shorten every one of these highlights to maybe 1 or 2 words. Not this whole sentence: work with portfolio included 2 years as a data architect, 4 years in network planning and development, 9 years in providing technical support. You're telling me, okay, so you could be pulling things out of here like you have skills in network planning. You have skills, years of skills in being a data architect. You have skills in technician. Okay, you're a consulting specialist. You have senior technical support provider, selected by executive team for former employer to oversee creation of new response. What you need to probably have out of this, your highlights here, you should be able to pull your skills out of this. You need to have a separate section for skills and have it be 1 word bulleted, as well as have accomplishments, which you probably want to put right below your summary. What did you accomplish in these 16 years, based on the fact this person has worked? So this person has worked as a professor. That's why he's using the words tenure. Okay, now it makes sense. But I'm spending time to look at this resume. Most recruiters are not going to look that far down. What you want to do is restructure that summary for it to catch the eye of a recruiter. And this whole summary needs to be restructured. This highlights area needs to be restructured into 2 sections: accomplishments and skills. You need to give them a bullseye view, and this is not enough of a bullseye view because these sentences are too long. You need to have you have the professional qualifications that include CompTIA AA plus technician. That needs to be one of your skills. Certified Information Security System, CISSP. That also needs to you put, or you can add that to your education where you have certifications there. It needs to be either a part of your skills that you have X number of years with these skills, or you need to put that in your education. Whether you have your certification and you have these amount of years. The highlights here has too much going on. So a lot of recruiters are going to bypass the resume just because of how it's structured right now. The summary part is great. The experience is limited, but it's initially selected as one of the 4 interns from a local technical school. That's an accomplishment. That's not part of your job. That's how you were selected. That shouldn't be in your job. It should be as part of your accomplishments. Helped to spearhead efforts to create an in-house IT certification training program after earning my MCSC, I think Microsoft Security Education. I forgot what those acronyms mean. CISSP, and then monitor all call resolution. That needs to be expounded on a little bit more. But that's to give you guys a great idea of what to expect from. Hello, Joan. How you doing? Yeah. Joan, you are absolutely right. That's kind of why I was like, it's a bit much. I actually pulled that one offline, where it has places where they list bad resumes and things of that nature. I just wanted to give you guys a good concrete way of really like seeing what you guys have to understand with resumes. Literally, y'all. You have to understand that a resume is a snapshot view. Exactly. It's a snapshot view. Joan and anybody else that's here, it's a snapshot view of what it is that you are going to offer an employer. If that snapshot view, literally, they're looking at that. And if it's not going to answer a couple of questions for them, they're on to the next. That's if human eyes are looking at it. Another thing you have to be concerned with when it comes to resumes is literally, do you have enough keywords? Because I hate to break it to you, most of you are not getting to any jobs. If you're applying for jobs and you have a resume, but it doesn't have the right keywords specific to that particular job description, your resume is not even getting to a human. The ATS system, or the applicant tracking system, has already disqualified you. If you don't have enough keywords and it has a certain amount in number, literally computers are making decisions for employers at this point. Let's say you're applying for, let's say he's applying for technical support, but it's technical support with CompTIA certification required because a lot of their software is built on that, right? His particular resume, literally, because of, even though it's written and it's so cumbersome, it might pass the ATS system literally because he has keywords and he's talking about, he puts CompTIA in there, but it may not pass because he only mentions the actual name CompTIA. He's not talking about how the CompTIA certification was used. How did he use it to create something? What he used it, what he or she used it to do. So it's not that, oh my God, it's not that it's not, the person has great experience. Because a lot of times when people send resumes to me to look at, or if I see that somebody's having resume struggles, it's never that the person doesn't have great experience. It's never that they don't have, they're not capable or they don't have the skills. It's never been that issue. A lot of times they just don't understand how to showcase themselves. That summary needed to have more concrete information for me as an employer, or for me as an HR professional looking at that, or I'm a hiring manager, depending on what position I'm in. That resume is supposed to tell me right away, should I look further down? And if in 5 seconds you can't see that, they're moving to the next. It's too much going on. So I have one more. Let me know if you guys want me to go over another one, because all 3 of them have their own nuances that need to be adjusted, so to speak. So let me know. You guys want me to go through another one, Miss Joan or anybody else that's listening? All right, let me go for it. Let's see. I have one more. Okay, so we're gonna share. One more time. Okay. Let's see here. Let's see here. I'm still getting used to this. Okay, wonderful, Joan. I will jump on it. Let me see. All right. All right. Let's do this. Okay, so we are looking at resume number 3. Okay. Number 1. Can we not center everything on the resume? That jumps out at me right away. Please don't center everything on your resume. Please don't center everything on your resume. That's first things first. Please don't center everything on your resume. Yeah, that kind of jumped out at me for a second. Let me go back on the screen. Ooh, wow. All right. Yeah, don't center everything on your resume, please. Okay. Number 2. We are not in 1995. Nobody uses objectives anymore. And if you have it on your resume in 2022, please remove it. I'm going to sip some water on that. Please remove it. If I see objectives on anybody's resume, I can tell they have not been in the job market for a while, or whoever helped them to put their resume together, if they got help, they're not helping the person. Now, let's zoom in a little bit. Summary of skills and qualifications. This is actually not a bad piece. We can use it. We can use the title, but this needs to be like 3 or 4 sentences, not bullet points, and it does not need to be centered. Experience in designing, advertising, and marketing materials for a variety of projects, including logos, brochures, advertising, signage, and websites. Great skills. Now, what should be where the objective is either, graphic design and web and web specialist, or website creation specialist, or something along those lines. Whatever job this person is going for, the title of that job needs to be posted. This whole objective. Yes, I want a challenging position. Challenging is subjective, but a challenging position in the graphic design field that utilizes my experience, education, creativity, and helps the company grow and succeed. Oh, well, she considered the company in her objective. Wow, towards the end of the objective. That's part of the reason objectives are not used anymore. They want to see companies want to see what you can literally do for them. So some of these can be used. Excellent ability to communicate and work in a team setting. I would hope so. Yet you're flexible. Just saying. Let's see here. Derived from current freelance projects. Okay. Thorough knowledge and understanding of pre-press and offset printing processes. I guess that would be something unique to graphic designers, or something in a printing press. Okay. Experience with Illustrator with strong watercolor, oil painting, and color pencil skills. Okay. Able to work directly with clients and discuss ideas and solutions to their needs. Okay, we can scratch that last one. You can use pieces of the first skills and the second, and a piece of the third and fourth. So there can be some combination. Use 3 of the 5 here. Of course, I'll use that last one to formulate your summary of qualifications and skills, right? You can put summary of qualifications and take out skills, and you could put software knowledge. Software knowledge can be pushed down a little bit, and I would put skills. You have, let me see here, the skills that a graphic designer would use. She talked about Now you can say, well, create websites or form, put websites together. The better word for that is what do you call it? Develop website imaging or develop website creation. Whatever fancy terms that they would use to describe creating a website or create websites for clients. Blah blah blah. These are some of the skills you have using XYZ systems. Blah blah blah. Something along those lines. You have to be able to describe your skills so it's easy to see. To software knowledge, what's bothering me the most about this is that this is not centered. Everything is centered. Photoshop, Illustrator, InDesign, Dreamweaver, Flash, Acrobat, Go Live, Word. Okay. Tech savvy, comfortable, and up to date with current online design and media trends and interfaces. What are those, though? You might want to name those off. You name the ones up top, so name the ones here at the bottom. And you want to use names of each of those up-to-date current online designs and media trends. You want to use the names of those so people know that you know what you're talking about instead of giving us this vague statement on your software knowledge. So the software knowledge is important. I'll tell you why, but you can move that down, move the education down. But we also want to know what your work experience is. So, work experience. Or did you have any accomplishments while you were working at these places? There's no accomplishments on this resume. Oh, wait, sorry, my bad. There's some achievements. Achievements and accomplishments can go together, and that needs to be moved up to right below where you have summary of skills and summary of qualifications. Move the achievements move the achievements and the accomplishments at work or in school up top there. They don't want to just know that you can do the job. They want to know that you can do the job and accomplish some great things while you're doing it. So move that up. Assistant manager, meat department at, Quinley, La Crosse, Wisconsin. Assisted meat department manager with all daily responsibilities. Inspected and signed for deliveries in manager's absence. 5 to 10 times per week. Direct customer service. Dealt with approximately 50 customers a day. Trained and mentored on new employees. On what, though? Okay. Did you create any processes? You're assistant manager. Okay, so did you manage? It doesn't mention any managing skills here. Or assisted meat department manager. You assisted him, but in what way? This is not descriptive enough. Need more details here, or use more defining words. This is a meat department. Okay. Graphic designer. This is more speaking to the graphic design type of positions this person's looking for. Design and produced monthly school newspaper. And also for this particular type of person, if they're looking for that type of job, please get this resume fixed, obviously. But please have proof to the page. Please have examples of the work you are doing with this graphic design. Do you have samples on your phone that you can use? Do you have samples on your computer? Can you bring them samples in your portfolio? I should have brought my portfolio. I say that every time I do a live and I refer to it. Do you have samples of your graphic design work that you can show in an interview? I've had to do that. They call that proof to the page, so to speak, where you're saying, well, I created this particular process then, and here is a copy of it, where when I came into the organization or when I was doing this is what happened. And because this caused disconnects in communication, I created a process in order to make sure communications are happening on both sides and to cut the waiting time or the processing down and save time and money for the company to get XYZ done. You not only have to tell them that you have these skills, but you have to show them you have the skills by bringing examples. That's another tidbit. Sales associate, it says here, dealt directly with customers, assisting with selections, purchases, and returns, work independently and open and close. Okay. Organize loss prevention efforts. Okay. You saved $2,000 annually through your loss prevention efforts. And it seems like this particular person has, they have achievements. They were vice president. They're very involved in college, obviously, and they did some things. But these accomplishments and achievements, and your grade point average is not necessary on a resume unless you're going in an academic area. It's not necessary on a resume. It's not necessary to do that, folks. Please don't put yourself through that. So, hello, Miss Credit Solutionist. How you doing? Okay. Oh Lord. Okay. Ladies, I could not see because I was looking directly at the resume. Did you guys see the resume? Put a yes or a 1 in the chat if you could see the resume I was just looking at. Guys? Uh-oh. You guys can't see it? Let me know, guys. Put something in the chat. I fixed it. Oh Lord. Yeah, I fixed it. Okay, so you guys were able to see the resume. No, you didn't see the resume at all? All right, y'all forgive me. I'm trying to work with this system here. Let me try that one more again, y'all. One more again. Better yet, let's do this. Let's see. Okay. Let me share the window. All right. Are you guys seeing the screen now? Let me make this smaller. Can you guys see it? That was the first resume I went through. Where's the second one? All right. Guys, sometimes technology works with you, sometimes it doesn't. And that's okay. At the end of the day, guys, I wanted to go through these with you to make sure that you understand what needs to be on the resume and what does not. And having objectives on the resume is absolutely a no-no in 2022 because one of them actually had. One of them actually had objectives on the resume or had the entire resume centered in the middle of the page. Another guy had what else? What did he have on his resume? He had, how did he say? He had, if you want to make more money, hire me, or something like that in his summary. Oh, God. It was ridiculous. But anyway, at the end of the day, guys, I want you guys to understand not to be so tied to be very flexible when it comes to resumes, right? And I want you guys to be aware of not only what you want on a resume, but you have to structure the resume so employers are enticed by it. And also a resume that is truly going to help you in the long run and is going to do its job, which what are resumes for? It's to attract employers enough with the information that is on that resume to call you for an interview. The job of your resume is to get you interviews. It's not to get you the job. So you want to make sure that the resume is actually doing its job. But guys, those are just some of the resumes I wanted to review with you guys today. Now, I wanted to share with you because I did also want to talk about dealing with toxic work environments and how that can truly yeah, unfortunately, um, objectives have been replaced with um, summary of qualifications or something along those lines, where it's not just my objective is to get a job at your company. No, please don't put that on there. And I am actually going to do like a resume series in the next few weeks talking about what needs to be on there as far as summary of qualifications. 2 or 3 sentences talking about what it is that you actually need to have there based on what type of job you're looking for. Because if you're looking for a of course, in some way, shape, or form, folks, it's because I do this as a business, why it is that my resume gets a little tweak and a little update. And please do not be so attached to your resume that you don't realize that your resume is a living, working, breathing, changing document. Because as you change jobs and as you gain more experience in this software and that software, or you've acquired more skills in the particular subject matter, your resume needs to reflect that. So do not be so tied to your resume thinking that, oh, listen, when it comes to being a professional in a specific industry, yes, I've been in HR for darn near 20 years, but in HR, you're dealing with new people, you're dealing with new processes, and you're also dealing with new systems on a regular basis. So we don't have a choice but to change. But there are some industries that are more structured and that don't really change, and that's understandable, credit solutionists. So, it. Listen, we all get complacent, but all we have to do is take action to change that. So at the end of the day, guys, I want you guys to be better versions of yourself professionally, whether it's in interviewing, it's in a resume writing, resume restructuring. Every time you learn a new skill, it needs to be on your resume if that is going to help enhance your chances of getting new opportunities. So you always want to keep your resume. Yes, you always want to keep your resume on point. You always want to keep it. Make sure you update it on a regular basis, guys. It's not foreign to add 1 or 2 things to it. If your job description changes, if let's say for example, you were doing one job when you got to a location and then you got promoted to something else, update your resume then. Don't wait till you're looking for a new job. We all do that. And I've had to now get into the habit of, even though you're in a job, there's nothing wrong with having a conversation with another organization. At the end of the day, you heard me say this in other videos, and I'm going to say it here. You're in the business of you and your economics. So if the job that you're in is not paying you enough and you want more money, keep that resume updated so you can use it to apply while you're there. Because at the end of the day, you're in the business of you. Okay? So, guys, I'm going to share one of my little toxic work environment stories. I have shared this in one of my story times in one of my other videos a few months back, but I didn't share everything in that video. And unfortunately, I'm not going to share the names of the organizations or the times I was there, but I was definitely an employee of a very, I'm going to say some words that's not politically correct. I'm going to express myself fully today. Okay? And it's not going to be a pretty thing, but it's going to be a truthful one. In an organization, found a job, I went to an interview, thought it was a great place to work initially, until I realized that there are still people in this world that operate from an archaic and ignorant place. That's the nicest I could put it. Let's just say statements were made to to salespeople in the organization that they pretty much were told, oh, we only hired type of people to make sure we meet our diversity numbers. Yeah, leader actually said that. And it gets better. They also said, oh, we haven't had any luck with those people. Maybe stop referring to them as those people. That might help. Yeah. And let's put it this way. If you've had an inefficient HR person that pretty much operates as a glorified secretary because she has not been empowered to do her job, because there's so many illegalities going on, they get rid of the person that enabled their foolishness and hired a new HR person, only for that new HR person to stay there 6 months and leave voluntarily because they didn't want to get caught up in the illegalities that's going on. Because, unfortunately, they say if HR is not trying to correct the situation and documenting accordingly, they can get caught up into it. So tell me if this is a great organization to work for. Your own HR don't want to stay there. Literally, your own HR does not want to stay there. Should be a red flag going by. When a manager in a closed door meeting with 2 other leads say to you, training after, here's why this was even said to me, because in meetings upon meetings, stayed at organization, of course I was looking at the same time. I had taken days off to go to interviews. Because listen, when you know you don't belong somewhere, you do what you can. But when you're in a situation, you're working to take care of your responsibilities, sometimes you got to do what you got to do. And they don't have an established training program to do your job well. They train who they want. They don't train because literally want to set you up for failure and then turn around and terminate you for job performance, for lack of job performance. I wonder why I have a lack of job performance. Because I didn't get the training I was supposed to. They didn't have it established. They literally would, if you're or close to that, oh, let me train you on this. And, it would be a buddy system, so to speak. So when I'm getting 20% of the training, the other person is getting 80% of the training to be able to be great at their job. So what happened was I kept saying, we haven't gotten trained on that. When are we going to get the training? When are we going to get the training? And I think I probably hit a nerve. And I used to do that in meetings on purpose for them to be reminded that we were not properly trained. So after a while, I must have been the subject of conversation. So in a closed door meeting with my supposed manager, what a prick, and 2 leads. We were in, of course, they'll deny it if I ever file a wrongful termination suit because I still have grounds to do it. But they're not worth my time. They said, training is a privilege. And we make the decision on who we give that privilege to. Now, if a supposed manager tells you that, what do you think that means? So I guess I wasn't light enough to get the training? I wasn't the right complexion to get my training to be successful? Oh, yeah. Oh, Poor child. And you know, after that supposed closed door meeting, about 3 weeks later, they fired me for, guess what, y'all? Lack of performance. I wonder why. They haven't been able to keep their own HR in check. Because if you're not the right complexion for the protection, you don't get to be successful there. And another person that was trying to seek me got fired because they weren't the right complexion for the protection. So when I tell you there are toxic work environments there, I used to leave that place and go to the gym every day just to not get in a fist fight with some of the people there, because they would say all kinds of underhanded racist things. And I'm the type of person, I'm cool till I'm not. I'm not telling you to bop heads. What I'm telling you is to do what I didn't do, because I almost went off one of them times. Somebody almost caught these hands, y'all. This was years ago, but somebody almost caught these hands. Thank the Lord I had another sister in the building to help hold me back, sometimes mentally and physically. Not saying that's the best way to deal with it. I'm just saying we're human, and sometimes people will do things. Because boy, I tell you, there's a couple folks that almost caught hands. You know, as Mr. Toby Ningui says, try Jesus, but please don't try me, because I fight. Yes, ma'am. I was at that point. Hold on, y'all. Let me put this charger on, because the battery is going down on this here computer. We can't have that in the middle of this. But yeah. Guys, hello, Miss Nikki. How you doing? Miss Cunningham, how you doing? Welcome to the live. Guys, I'm going to tell you this. There are going to be employers that try your patience because they choose to be ignorant. There are also going to be people that you work with that make you want to put your hands on them and tell them to try Jesus, but don't try you, because you fight. Okay? So, I'm going to say this to you. That is not the best way to handle situations in a toxic work environment. You have to do at least 3 things. Because these are things I did do. And I literally went to the gym to blow off steam so I did not kill anybody in that place. But one of the other things that you can do is make sure that everything you do is documented, not once, not twice, but 3 times. Because when you're in a toxic environment, work environment specifically, your documentation in a lot of ways can be your protection, because they will accuse you of not doing. You're supposed to be doing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 10 things, and you have your documentation to show that it was done. But in toxic work environments, in extreme environments, they will lie. They will say you didn't do it. They will try to convince people that they didn't do it, that you didn't do it. Which is why having your documentation is always best. Oh no, here's the email that I sent. Here's a confirmation that it was done. Here's this and this and this and this and this, and you have your 10 things listed off. So, any questions? So, and you always do your best to remain professional. I had to remind myself of that almost every day being at that place. I'm surprised it lasted that long without knocking somebody's head off. Just keeping it 1,000 with y'all. Number 2, always keep your resume updated. Because I did in that case, because I had to send mine out. Listen, the greatest motivation The greatest motivation for growth is discomfort. And that was very uncomfortable and was in constant discomfort in that particular job. So what did I go home and do every day? Resume, apply, click, send. I was applying for jobs left and right. Went on a few interviews too. It just wasn't the right time. And they ended up firing me before I left because it wasn't because I wanted to stay there. But at the end of the day, we all learn and grow from the experience. And 3, always make sure that your personal goals are always kept in mind. You have to remember, I got to pay these bills, Jesus. If I don't have another option, I got to pay these bills. I got to pay these bills. I can't go crazy on these people. I got to pay these bills. But if you have other options, at the time I didn't have any because Uber and Lyft wasn't around then. Freelance work was not as prevalent then. And of course, you have to have the mindset to build those type of opportunities for yourself. So at the time, when I was going through this, I didn't have a lot of options. So I stuck with that one until I could figure something else out. And when they fired me, literally within a couple of weeks, I was able to find another job because my resume was already updated. And I didn't sit around when they fired me. I went to the employment office the next day, started talking to people, knocking doors, emailing folks, talking to people on LinkedIn. That's another great source to connect with people on LinkedIn, to have your resume profile on LinkedIn, keep it updated, ping your folks once a month, whoever you're connected to on LinkedIn, ping them once a month. Hey, I'm so how are things going? Just want to know if you have any opportunities at your current company. You can network online. You ain't got to talk to people on the phone, but you can DM and message. Just like if you have a good profile on LinkedIn, you can always ping, or you always will get pinged by recruiters looking for your expertise. It is important to have a great LinkedIn. I'm going to say that again. It is very important to have a great LinkedIn. Employers will reach out to you if your LinkedIn profile is structured properly. Meaning, you add your resume to it. Once you put your information in, it's going to ask you for connections in different places. When recruiters are looking at your profile, yes, Joan. And also make sure on top of the fact that the resume, the objective needs to be removed. Make sure, Joan, that you are that you have your profile on LinkedIn as well. Please place it on LinkedIn. It is important to place it on LinkedIn because people will find you on LinkedIn. I get DMs on a weekly basis from recruiters. I had 2 recruiters reach out to me in the last 2 days. They're contract jobs, but still, if my information is structured if it's structured right on LinkedIn, they'll reach out to you if they're looking for your skills. So it's really that important, y'all. And when you're dealing with a toxic, if you're in a toxic work environment and you need to get out, unlike when I was going through it, you got options now. There's so many things you can do now. Listen, I did Uber and Lyft myself for a whole year because all the jobs that I was getting offered or the jobs I was applying to, I wasn't getting. So let me go ahead and go out on my own here for a while. And some of the jobs I was getting, they were trying to offer money. They were trying to offer a certain amount of money. I was making more doing Uber. You're on your own. You kind of make your own hours. You work it like a job or you work it like a business, it's going to pay you like one. You're going on the road and spend 5 minutes, you don't think you're going to make all that money. That would mean you're going to make money to be able to take care of responsibilities. But at the end of the day, guys, whether you've been working in the working environment for 5 minutes or like one of my clients run into not one, but two toxic work environments in the space of 6 months. One, on a lot of levels, you're not going to be able to control a lot of what happens, only how you react to it. You have to always keep the professional hat on. And you always have to remind yourself, at the end of the day, I have to be responsible for my own economy. 2, always have to remain professional. Although, Lord, it's not easy. I tell you, I almost caught a case. I'm not gonna lie to you, it's not easy, but it is possible. And 3, always have your resume ready. Always have your resume ready. Of course, guys, listen. If I ever had to pivot to a new industry, I could pivot to either one. I could pivot to insurance because I have some insurance experience already. Doing core insurance, managing claims, making sure the policy renewals were done, all that's involved insurance wise. I did that for 2.5 years. That was my pivot from HR, which is why it's not a solid 20 years yet. I could also pivot into teaching, whether it be online or off. I could pivot into a number of careers. I've been looking into different things. I always keep my options open, y'all. I do love HR. I do love career coaching. At the same token, you always have to keep your options open. I have many interests. But my key experience right now, I have a good 4 or 5 years experience combined over the last 25 years in insurance. So I could use that insurance experience to pivot. So appreciate that question, of course. Yes, make sure, guys, that resume, bye-bye objective, hello summary of qualifications. All right? Make sure that your resume is updated. And of course, guys, if you are looking for me to help you with that live, like how I'm working with you right now, having that conversation and talking you through the changes, or if you want me to do that for you, you can go to mentorshelley.com/consultations. Schedule a consultation with me, and I'll definitely work with you to make sure that resume is doing its job, which is attracting recruiters to call you and set up interviews. That's what your resume is supposed to do. Okay? It's not supposed to get you the job. It's supposed to get you the interview. Now, the interview is supposed to get you the job. And of course, how you do in that interview, how well prepared you are for that interview, what questions that you're going to have ready for that interview, your research that's done before that. And of course, guys, if your resume is doing its job and you have interviews coming up and you need help in that area, I do have a couple of resources available for that. You can go to mentorshelley.com/interview. That is a interview course that I have available for you to grab. Or if you want to work with me more intensely to prepare you for the before, during, and after interview, then you can definitely work directly with me in my interview coaching consultation by going to mentorshelley.com/consultations. Guys, I want you to be ready. I want you to be ready, honey. I don't want you to wait for opportunity. I want you to grab opportunity by the cojones and bring it with you. But your resume, your career tools have to be ready. That resume has to be updated to 2022 standards. And you don't have to put a picture on your resume. Please don't do that. Let them be surprised by your beauty, by your handsomeness, for the men that are watching. Okay, don't put your picture on your resume. I don't care how great it looks. Yes, on LinkedIn, you do have to have a picture. But your regular old resume that you have sitting on job boards or the ones that you send to recruiters, do not put your picture on there. But make sure that resume is attracting the right attention, not the wrong one. Because the 3 I looked at today, yeah, need some help. But of course, guys, if you have questions for me that you want me to discuss in next week's show, because apparently this is going to be a weekly show. So if you want me to discuss any specific career, interview, salary negotiation topics, or if you have questions, exactly. See, you got witness right here. You used to throw away those resumes when they had a picture. It's not about the picture; it's about the experience that you describe on the resume, folks. So it's important. But if you guys and there are specific questions that you may want me to discuss on the show next week, please go to mentorshelley.com/contact, or where you can leave me a voicemail or an email message. No, or an email message so we can talk about that. So you can send me any kind of questions or what you want me to discuss next week. Now, Joan, there's nothing wrong with a 2-page resume if you have more than 10 years experience. 3-page resume, it's pushing it. Because you really shouldn't showcase more than 7 to 10 years on your resume. But if you're going for a leadership type position, then even then, you can condense 15 years of experience on 2 pages, because I have. 1 page is fine. 2, if you have some really, deep down grounded experience. I think 2 pages is fine if you have a lot of experience. Now, if you've only been working for 5 years, you do not need a 2-page resume. Let's just be honest. Just depends on the situation. Miss Credit Solutionist? Yeah. This resume is with this silly picture. Hi, this is me. No. Cut it out. Not needed. Your resume's experience should speak for itself, not your goofy picture. Okay? Of course, guys, if you guys have any additional questions that you guys have for me before I skedaddle, Miss Credit Solutionist, Miss Joan, I truly appreciate your hello. How you guys doing? Miss Nikki, Miss Legends on Instagram, and Miss Credit Solutionist and Miss Joan here in these YouTube /Facebook /Twitter streets. Thank you guys for joining me on the show tonight. If you guys have any questions, definitely send them to mentorshelley.com/contact. You can leave me a voicemail or an email message, and I will respond and let you guys know if the question or concern that you have made it on the docket of next week's show. Guys, it's always a pleasure to come with you, to come talk to you, to interact with you. And of course, guys, mentorshelley.com, Mentor Shelley, moi, is here to help you to become a better version of yourself professionally, guys. Take care. Make sure your resume is up to date and it does not have objectives on it. All right, guys, take care. Have a good one. Bye.